Hello YouTube and welcome to Full Dottle, a channel dedicated to tamping topics such as pipes, tobacco, lure, and more. I am your host, the Bearded Briarman, and without further ado, let's get lit. Welcome back everyone, and on this episode of Full Dottle, I'm going to be giving you the last leg of the FDOB blend number 2, which is going to be home pressing. But first, a little housekeeping. I am smoking my Eric Weaver. This is the Rhodesian Night, number 3, I believe. And in it, I've got some Cornell and Dill Blue Ridge. Eric Weaver, known to the YTPC as SeaSmokePipes, has just recently announced a big sale on a great deal of his pipes. Go and check him out. He slashed the prices down. I actually just purchased, at the time of this filming, just purchased another one from him today. It is the Danish freehand style that he has. Can't wait to get it in. All right, so the FDOB blend number 2 has been completed. We have wrapped it up, but I was a little unhappy with a few of the characteristics of the blend. First and foremost, as I smoked the blend, there were isolated areas within it that sometimes as I was smoking it, I would catch just that neutral mineral type flavor from the black Cavendish, unsweetened black Cavendish. There were times when the spicy Perique, that peppery spiciness was coming through isolated. And I don't really, there's not a big way around this except for pressing. Also, I didn't like the burn characteristic of it. It was burning just a little bit too fast. It was kind of in between quick and moderate. And I wanted it to burn a lot slower so that I could enjoy it a lot more. So the natural course of action is to press the tobacco. There are a number of great videos on pressing your own tobacco out there. One of those is on 2 a.m. pipe on the patio, Johnny, or Onion as we call him. Onion has an awesome video on pressing. He does a spectacular job. I will leave a link to it down in the bucket so that you can go check it out. I'm going to do almost the exact same process that he uses with one exception. Onion uses parchment paper on the inside of the press, which I think is a fabulous idea, but just for my own purposes, I'm not going to right now. I might in future iterations. But as of right now, I'm not going to use the parchment paper. But I'll leave a link to that video, that way you can go and check it out. So, pressing this tobacco, what it's going to do, all of the tobacco components that are within the blend, it's going to smush them down, and that will cause a rupture of the cell wall within the tobacco leaf. That's going to allow the leaf to express the oils and moisture content within it, which is going to disperse amongst the entire blend, helping to harmonize the flavors and reduce the chances of having the isolated pockets of one component coming through stronger than the other components. Also, it's going to increase the burn rate, and so what that's going to do, by increasing your burn rate, it slows it down. It's going to help you to pull in more of those flavors. You're not going to lose as much because of a hotter combustion. So let's get over here on the other camera. I'll just show you really quickly how I'm going to put it into the press that I have, and how we're going to tighten it down. I did contact Jeremy Reeves over at Cornell and Dill. He is the master blender, and he told me that when you are pressing your own tobaccos, what you're going to want to do is increase the moisture content of the tobacco to as close to 20% as you can get it. Generally, 18 and under is what you want for smoking. 20% will help the tobacco to press a lot easier. He also suggested pressing the tobacco between 5 and 7 days. 5 on the short end, 7 on the maximum end. He said anything over 7 days is really just going to be storing your tobacco in a press. So I'm going to do it for 5 days, then I'll open it up and I will show you after that 5 days what the plug looks like that it creates. So I'll open it up on camera for you. Let's head over to the other camera here and I'll show you what we've got. All right, so in here I've got the full Dottle original blend number 2. This I blended today, and in order to get the moisture as high or as close to 20% as I possibly could, I did a steam rehydration. I will also leave a link down in the bucket for that video. I did 2 of those rehydrations, so I'm hoping that's going to get us to the point where we need to be. And I also will leave a link to this press. This is a pasta press that I had shown in another video previously. I'll leave a link to this press down in the bucket so that if you decide that you would like to give it a try, it's available for you. All we're going to do here, let's open this up. Now I want to go ahead and pull this plunger all the way up. That way I'm not fiddling with it later. Now, as I've said before, let me open this up here. I took and I cut out a little piece from the top of a mason jar lid, and this is what I use to keep the tobacco from pushing through the holes on the bottom of this press. Because as you can see, the press, this is a pasta press, so it has holes on the bottom of it. That little piece of metal just keeps it from being pushed through. All right, let's load up our tobacco. Very simple. I'm just going to place the tobacco inside of the press. All right, now I'm going to show you a nifty little trick. I got this from Garbage Man Piper in a GAW that I won. We're just going to scoop all of this up. Put it right in there. All right, now as you can see, all the tobacco is within our press here. So we're just going to place the plunger back on it. Screw the lid on. Make sure it's tight. And then we just screw the plunger down. Try to get it as tight as you can down there, and once a day or twice a day, what I try to do is I come back to the press and I will give it, I'll tighten it just as much as I can. Now this one, I'm going to do some alterations on it. I'm going to put some of that Magnum steel around it to keep it from slipping because it does slip. So you just tighten it down as tight as you can get it. I think that's going to be as tight as we can get it for today. And the cool thing about this, just to give you a little hint, this space right here, that's going to be roughly the size of the plug that we are creating. I thought that was a cool little tip that Johnny talks about on his channel, or Onion talks about on his channel. And that's it, everybody. Every day I will come out to the smoking lounge and I will tighten that as much as it will allow me to tighten, because as the time progresses and that is compressing, it will lose a little tension. So just tighten it back up, keep it tight on there, and after 5 days I will show you, I'll open it on camera and show you what that plug is going to look like once it has completed a 5-day pressing. And that's going to be it, folks, so stick around and I'll show you what it'll look like. All right, everybody, it's been 5 days. It's time to open up the press and see what we have. Hopefully everything went according to plan. I've only done this once before, so I guess situations could arise, but I bet you it's going to be just perfect. I'm now smoking my 7LE673KS rusticated Tortuga, and again, I've got some FDOB number 2. I have to say, I know that I made it, and so I might be biased, but this is some tasty stuff. I really do enjoy it. All right, join me on the GoPro, and we will open this up. All right, so the first thing we want to do, because this is going to have some pressure put on it by this plunger here, we're going to go ahead and back the plunger off just a little bit. Let's pull it up. That should relieve enough pressure that it's not, the force isn't pushing this and causing it to be difficult to open as well as this. So we'll go ahead and open this portion first. You can see there that it does squish out some of those juices. The more moisture within the tobacco is going to create more of the moisture and oils to be pushed out. I don't necessarily want a lot of that to come out because you want it to remain within the blend. And then we're just going to push the plunger back down until this plug pops out. Well, we got a little bit left behind on the plunger. That's okay. And there we have it. That's what the plug looks like. You can see that is a hard plug. And for those of you that won the drawing, this is your sample is going to be cut from this plug right here. That is absolutely beautiful. So now that we've removed the plug, the smell, oh, it just smells wonderful. I can't wait to see the VRs from the people that get a sample of this to try it out. There were a few of you that wrote me and said that you weren't able to do a VR. That's fine. For those that are able to do a VR, I cannot wait to see what you think about this, and for those that can't, when you write me in an email or whatever, I cannot wait to hear what you think. So that's going to do it for this episode of Full Dottle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and until the next time we see each other, I bid you farewell and happy piping. Bye, everyone. Don't forget to enlist in the Full Dottle platoon. It's easy. Just click the subscribe button. Also, hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as I upload the next episode.